Weather had crews using a lot of road salt. That salt is taking a toll on nature, especially on one Columbia Creek. KOMU-8's Andy Lowenstein shows us what researchers are doing in hopes of saving it before it's too late.
This winter, the city of Columbia used about 4,000 tons of rock salt, a little more than last year.
Well, certainly we know what the consequences of using any chemical treatment on the roadways is it's going to go into our local creeks and waterways and eventually not only here in Columbia but throughout Boone County and then farther downstream. And so we do weigh that.
The MU School of Natural Resources is trying to restore Hingsing Creek. In the winter of 2008, a nested scale experimental watershed study design was installed in the creek.
5 permanent monitoring sites like this one were installed to observe stream flow, climate, and precipitation levels around the clock.
As soon as the sites were established, Dr. Hubbard began looking at pollutants. Research students manually collect data every other day from all 5 monitoring locations.
Those things are very important because precipitation, of course, provides the transport mechanism for pollutants.
During the 5 years of research, a drought year and a year with heavy snowfall gave researchers a good look at what happens to the creek. That's because one of the main places chloride in the creek comes from is road salts. According to researchers' data, chloride levels in Hingsing Creek have been way above average since last November. Dr. Hubbard says high levels are common here in winter, but they still don't have a solution. He also says experts used to think chloride could quickly and easily filter in and out of water systems. However, recent studies show it can take months for chloride to wash out. This could be affecting biological organisms in the creek, which are living in a habitat laced with chloride.
We know it's an issue. We need to study it further. We need to try to find forward-thinking ideas to move out of areas where we're doing harm to the environment.
So the question is, even if the chloride isn't at toxic levels, is its ongoing presence in the creek high enough to cause long-term problems? The city of Columbia falls within 60% of the Hingsing Creek watershed. That area shows great impacts from urban development, water-resistant surfaces, and products like road salt.
I think we can expect to see degradation continue. People often ask me, how can we fix Hingsing Creek? My favorite answer is remove all the people from the watershed and never let them come back, ever. Now, the likelihood of that happening is not real good, right? But that's what we would have to do.
Dr. Hubbard hopes in the future his data can be useful for other cities the size of Columbia in the Midwest and around the world. Andy Lowenstein, KOMU-8 News, Columbia.
The city of Columbia is looking into alternative melting agents to use in future winter seasons. One of those is beet juice. Stick with us. We'll be right back.